Hello YouTubers, he's back, and hopefully this time I have a whole video to show you, not just a half of one, so apologies for last one. I thought I'd done it alright, submitted it on YouTube, watched the first bit, thought oh that's alright, and then discovered there was a technical issue and I lost half the tape, so I had to take it off YouTube, salvage what I could and make another video. So some of the pickets I'm showing today, I also picked up in that video to help compensate. Not all of them, but some of them I have. So it's going to be quite a long video today, guys, to show you. Hope you got the time, but it's going to be quite, it's going to be worth it, I hope, because it's going to be a right mix of a wide range of goodies, really. All sorts to show you, not just games, but a few little other geeky retro goodness. Got to start off, haven't we, with wishing you all, I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. I'm sure you did. We haven't had a lockdown yet, although I think it's all coming in January, to be perfectly honest, aren't they? Because obviously the British government's just gambling that the NHS will somehow get through. Not just these 2 weeks, but it's obviously it's a 2-week delay. So obviously what's happening now won't hit the NHS for another 2 weeks, and what's happening in January 1st won't hit them for another 2 weeks later. So it's going to be a dire time for January, and I reckon. And usual thing will be the government will just, blame everybody else. But anyway, let's not talk politics or bollocks. Let's talk about games and everything else, really. So I hope you all have had a good Christmas, and got some nice gaming goodies, and I've got a few bits to show you. One of the pickups I'm showing you is actually what I'm wearing. Well, two of them: hat, t-shirt, and sweatshirt from the Sega store. Do check it out. They've got some goodies in, and I do believe they've got a sale on right now. So I've ordered even a few more bits from there, which I'll show in the next pickup video. But yeah, before I forget, let's do a vinyl of the month. I've been collecting a few vinyl actually, so I'm not going to show them all. I'm just going to show a couple. First of all, these are probably the, I mean, we all love Goldtooth and his girthy goodness, but this guy is probably the ultimate of, he's a fellow girth lord, I would say, and that was obviously Vic Reeves. And so Vic Reeves did a couple of singles, he did an album too, but I wasn't too bothered about that, but a couple of singles. Born Free, based on the classic song from that movie. I'm not going to try to sing it because I can't. And then obviously the Vic Reeves and the Wonder Stuff Dizzy. Two classic songs from the 90s, so definitely lovely to have on vinyl. And I'll just show one other vinyl pickup I got recently. And my brother had this in the day. Great soundtrack, great movie. I think Jim Henson was... I think the Jim Henson Studios was behind the puppet, and that's A Little Shop of Horrors, which is a musical with Steve Martin and Rick Moranis. But they all do a fantastic job singing this. But this lady here, she does a fantastic couple of songs in the movie too. I can't remember what her name is. She's Audrey. Her real name's Audrey, and obviously Rick Moranis' character names the plant Audrey too after her, because he sort of dotes on her. But it's a really funny movie, and the soundtrack is superb, guys. If you ever see it, if it's on Netflix or whatever else, just do watch it if you've not seen it, because it is a really good movie, and the soundtrack is superb. So if you like your comedy musicals, so to speak, if you like your Rocky Horrors and stuff like that, you should like that. Okay. Other Nun games. Let's get all the Nun games out. So I'll just get a bag, put them all in. Cut a bit of space. Right, on the VHS. Just one, Resident Evil, classic movie. I think that was about $4.50 off eBay. From Amazon. Hardcore Gaming 101%. The Guide to Shoot 'em Ups Volume 2. I got a first one. But this has got a lot of bullet hell Japanese shooters in it too, and it's got all the classics in here. Truxton, but Shogun, Soul Divide, Strikers 1945, Gunbird Games, Battle Garegga, and it's a really good, decent shooting guide. So if you're interested in video games, and particularly shooters, and and can read. Huh? Although it's lots of pictures. I do recommend that. I don't know why my daughters put her trainers in here. These aren't a pickup. Daughters, they actually leave trash everywhere, don't they? Okay. Talk of gaming information. The guys who did the Bedroom to Billions British Home Computers movie or documentary, they did it also an Amiga one. They also done a follow-up one, which is all about a PlayStation. Now, this documentary lasts about 3 hours, and it's superbly made. All expertise. It's got all the professional, all the big names from across the world who was involved in the evolution of a PlayStation, but also what led up to it. So they start off with the history of a NES and goes from the NES to Sega, and the partnerships they formed with Sony, which obviously went on to make the PlayStation. But it does not just cover the PlayStation; it also goes on to, I think, up to PlayStation 4. This does as well. So yeah, it's a 3-hour DVD, and I'm only 1.5 hours into it, and I turned it off after them because it was just getting a bit too much for a wife to tolerate, I think. So it's quite informative, but it's really well made, and you can get it out of Amazon, guys. The other two on the British Home Computers and Amiga, I think they sold out, and they're quite, go on eBay for silly money now. So if you like your well, everyone loves PlayStation. Let's be honest, yeah, do pick it up while you can, while it's reasonably cheap. That's about 20 quid on Amazon. Not super cheap, but it's worth it. Some tubers have been showing some nostalgia for the old Choose Your Own Adventure Fighting Fantasy adventure books, and obviously I collected them in the day, and I still got my original boxes, books up in the loft, and fantastic stuff by Ian Livingstone, Steve Jackson, and other writers, and the artwork in the early books was superb. Forest of Doom and City of Thieves and Death Trap Dungeon, all the artwork, it's fantastic stuff, really. But I was looking, and apparently they did some novels, and there's some audiobooks to some of those novels. So we got, and they got quite a few celebrity names in it, like they got Charlie Higgins, who actually did another Fighting Fantasy book a couple of years ago, but also they got David Warner doing some of the voices as well. So we all love David Warner, who was a bad guy in Tron. So it's superb. So basically, it's a Warlock of Firetop Mountain, and it's a story called The Hero's Crest. They're about an hour long each of these CDs, and there's one also on the Forest of Doom. What's the other ones? This way. Creature of Havoc, Death Trap Dungeon, Citadel of Chaos. That's my first Fighting Fantasy book I actually bought, actually, and the Forest of Doom. I bought these off Amazon. This was £10 and this was £40, and didn't say they were new, but they're all new and sealed. So do I open them up? Because these are going to be collectible. But what the hell? When you die, you can't take your money with you, can you? So I'll probably open them up and just enjoy them. Okie dokie. Some other bits. You all know, I think I've said in the previous video I might have done, that I want to get the Halo Infinite Xbox Series X when it's a reasonable price. And with that, I realised they brought out a hard drive for it as well, a 2TB one. So I've got the hard drive in preparation. So that will go with the new, when I get it eventually, in sometime in the new year. Also, to mark the Xbox 20th anniversary, there's this really cool controller. I know Goldtooth picked this up, and quite a few you picked up loads of good controls actually. But this is the one I thought was the sexiest, the semi-transparent, this sort of ghosty grey one. So yeah, I just thought that's a nice collector's piece. I've got those Xbox One controllers, and so I won't be using it, but it's a full collection. From a Sega store, I did get a couple more charging mats. I've got loads of charging mats now. So there's one of the Sega Saturn, and there's one of the controller, which I actually got in the living room to use. So I'll just keep that for in the packaging for now until I find a need for it. Okay. A couple of pops. I know some people hate pops, but I get a few of them. although they do breed a bit. You get a few, you think, oh, I'll just get a couple, and before you know you've got 10, and then before you know you're out, you've got 20. I do like some of these sort of original Star Wars based on the Kenner or Paratoy toys. And there's this one of Snaggletooth. I had the other ones I showed in the one previous video of Cantina guys, Hammerhead and Greedo and stuff. But there's one of Red Snaggletooth. And now I had this figure, you know, it was one of my favourite figures, a little bounty hunter figure. So yeah, it's great to get that as well. In the art style of, like I said, from the Kenner figures. Also a lot of money. I think that was about 12 quid off eBay. From the Pop store, I actually saw this, believe it or not, in all the place, Lidl's. Sometimes, you know, Lidl's get strange stuff in. And they had this in, but they didn't have any decent, well, my size. They had all the, you know, smalls and mediums, which is a bit useless, useless for a man of my girth, I suppose. But anyway, we're on the Pop website, and they had this on my size, 2XL, and it's the Mandalorian set. So you get a Mandalorian, one of the bounty hunter figures, one of the other Mandalorians, in blue, and also you get a really cool T-shirt with it. It was including postage, it was about £25, which I think is not bad really if you think about it. I mean, you get a figure, you get a cool T-shirt. Not bad, really. In Primark, you know, they have, you know, so they do some PlayStation bits. Sometimes I have to pick up anything that's interesting. And they got this sort of grey with Japanese PlayStation writing desk mat. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. It was 9 quid. It folds out. It's quite large. I just thought it looked really cool, but I still don't know what to do with it yet, guys. So I'm keeping that in the box for now until I find a use for it, because I haven't really got a desk to put it on, unfortunately. I do when I'm working from home. I work from a dining table, so it's, you know, that's it. And I don't want to really ruin it with anything to do with work. This next big thing, obviously you can see it in the picture. I got this. I do this research scheme where my wife and my daughter and I, we get PCR tests every month. It's all done free, and they give us £25 each in vouchers, and I collect mine up and put them towards games. And I had £50 worth this month, so I've got the Mario Kart Live home circuit with Luigi edition. Really, I got that from Argos a couple of days back. You know, I think it's about retail price 80 quid. But I thought I'd get it. I know you can probably get them used much cheaper, but I think this is something that's going to be quite collectible for Switch fans at some point in the future. I haven't got space, unfortunately, to play it because, well, you need a large flat service really, and I haven't got enough flat service to do it justice really. So, but I do like the Mario Kart games, so I have to get it for that reason. Who knows what the future might hold? I might get an opportunity to play in the future. Who knows? Who knows? Right. That's sort of that is a game, I suppose. Let's move on to the good games now, guys. Okay. What do I start off with? We'll go from. Shall we go back to front? So shall we do the more modern games first, and then we go on to the older ones towards the end, the more interesting ones that ones that you really tune into, guys. Although if you like me, even the modern games you find interesting too, because it just lets you know if there's any modern releases that you need to get, really, of stuff. I mean, that, for example, on the PS4, I just do PS4 stuff, you know. There's Asterix and Obelix Triple XL collection, so it's got all the 3 games. You can get these as standalone PS4 games. But I wanted to get the entire collection with one disc when it was a reasonable price. I mean, when this was first released, it was stupid money. They was asking for about 50 or 60 quid on Amazon, but it's gone down to 30 quid now, so I picked it up from Amazon for that. I got this in the sale price, World War Z Aftermath. Yeah, it was about £12 price new. I've got a few. I've got a limited run game. I know this has been re-released actually as part of a trilogy, but which I've got on the Switch, which I think I showed in the last pickup video. But I had some of the other standalone releases from limited run, so I wanted to complete it. So I got the Star Wars Commander Republic. I think that's about £40 off eBay, so it wasn't too bad considering it's a limited run. Then I've got the King of Fighters 2002 Unlimited Match. That's a Pix and Love game. So it's done by Pix and Love Games. That's actually it's the fifth one they brought out. That is. So yeah, King of Fighters have to have their SNK games. Alright, I've got a couple. I shall keep all the Japanese ones together. Yeah, I'll keep all the Japanese ones together. Right, another interesting one that we all been getting is Stubbs the Zombie. Great game. Really funny. There's a bit actually. It gets a bit tricky halfway through a game, I believe. Because I played it on original Xbox, but it's nice to get it on the system. So I think I've got it on the Switch, but I think I showed it last video. I think. Oh, excuse me. Eddie Rollercore just recommended this game, Tanuki Justice. I thought I'd get it. It's limited edition from Pixel Heart, but you can actually get it from Amazon. I think I paid 15 quid price for it. So this is number 4,451 out of 5,000. So it says it's a really good platforming game. You know, fighting platformer. So yeah. Avengers on PS4. I think that was about a tenner. I can't remember where I got it from. Hades new. This came down to a reasonable price. I think it's about £17 mark. Everyone rages about this game, so I thought I must get it. I'll put it on a import one time. Flat Out 4 in Total Insanity. I've got it cheap as part of a 3 for 2 deal for Amazon. So I'm not Amazon game. So it wasn't a lot of money. I think it's about £5 it worked out. I got this for £17 from Game, I believe. Hotline, or was it Amazon? I can't remember. Hotline Miami Collection. So, yeah. I've not played a Hotline Miami game, but this has got the 2 games on it. And got the PS4. This game was literally about 3 or 4 quid. I've been looking for it for a while because the art style is obviously inspired by Alien movie. It's like it's a strategy type game of sorts, really. But it's also horror based on sci-fi. So I thought, for that money, why not? So it's in Genesis Alpha 1. This game has got fantastic reviews. It's a horror game based on sort of Norse mythology, and it's called Apilov, End of Gods. You should. I think I paid about 16 quid for that. Yeah, from Game. I just thought it was very interesting. I've never heard of it until I saw it in the shop, to be perfectly honest. But I've looked up on the phone and it's got good reviews. Jumanji the game. This sold out last Christmas. It did. It was a big hit when it came out last Christmas. But I saw it cheap. But I think it's about under 15 quid. So yeah. I like movies, to be perfectly honest. One of the PlayLink games it's a subset. I'm collecting all the PlayLink games, and this is one I did not have, and it's not quite an uncommon one. You don't see that often, so it's Word Hunters. I reckon, you know, when there's going to be PS4, you know, collectors going after harder to find games, I reckon that might be up there, because a lot of the other PlayLink games are easier to find, but this particular one, Word Hunters, it's not easy. You don't come across it in the world that often. Okay, Pixel Arc from the Arc series of games. It's like Minecraft with dinosaurs, I think. Yeah, it wasn't a lot of money. It's about 15 quid. So I had got the a complete edition or whatever it is. It has all the DLC, but this I wanted a steelbook, so I got that for 15 quid off eBay. It's, Mortal Kombat 11. Again, this is reduced to about £15 price. Observer System Redux. It's got Rutger Hauer, that famous actor who was in the Blade Runner movies, and quite a few good horror movies and some cheeky, funny ones as well. I think there's one called what's it called? He plays a bit of a hobo guy with a shotgun. I think that's what it's called, hobo with a shotgun or something. And it's really is like a Grimehouse horror tongue-in-cheek comedy. It is so funny, guys. Look out for that. I I think it's either tramp with a shotgun or hobo with a shotgun or something like that. Look it out, guys, and just and watch it online or just buy it. I recommend if you like your tongue-in-cheek horrors, just buy it. It's a good movie. But anyway, this is Observer System Redux. It's a collector's edition. May get to play it at some point. Manny Day 1 edition. Got that from again, brand new. I think it would been reduced to about 15 quid. Had the DLC with it. Or was it you only get like an extra shark? Played it a little bit. I'm not sure if it's just a, you know, one trick pony, because obviously go around eating people is quite good in a weird way. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's got much more to it than that really. So I'd only put about 20 minutes in it. You know, going through a tutorial, but maybe it gets better. I don't know. Okay. Had this in game as well, reduced to about 18 quid. It's been on my want list for a long time. As a Striker Gunbolt Striker pack. It's almost like a side platform shooting game really, but it's got more modern art style and graphics. Alright, got some imports. Okay. First of all, we have, this is, what you can find is some of the Japanese games, obviously, you know, you think, oh bloody hell, they're all Japanese, and they don't always have English subtitles, English languages on them. Some do, some don't, so sometimes you're better off hunting around to see if you can get a Hong Kong or Korean or Chinese edition that does have those. And this is what I've done. So, Earth Defense Force, I can't remember if this is Korean or Chinese, but it does have both English language and English subtitles on it, so that's good. As a, you know, part of the Earth Defense Force series, that's sort of one called Iron Rain. Darius HD. This is not an import. Obviously, you can get that now, but it was an import. I think in the Darius game, because I also got Darius Burst EX Plus, another Chronicle. Again, that's all English, not an import, but these are games that are going to be, that were import and limited at some in the past. I think they were released by Strictly Limited originally. This game is for Japanese edition, but it doesn't matter, it's all shooter. It's the Leste collection. I got that off eBay for about £50 with shipping from Japan, which is not bad for this particular title. It's got the we all know Leste and Super Leste, which is also known as Space Megaforce, I believe, on the SNES. But this has got the old original games from the Master System and stuff, and Famicom, I think. So it's done by M3, or M2, I mean. It's done by M2, so they revamped the games, give you lots of options and stuff. So yeah, that's nice if you like your shooters. Alright, this game's not got a Western release. This is a physical. This is all in English though. So this is it a Hong Kong or Korean edition? I don't know, but it's all in English. Language, subtitles, packaging. It's the Ninja Gaiden Master Collection. So it's got all the PlayStation 3 games, or Xbox 360 games. So it's got Ninja Gaiden 3 Sigma, Ninja Gaiden 2, and Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge. No, it's just Ninja Gaiden Sigma, not Ninja Gaiden 3 Sigma. Ninja Gaiden 3 is Razor's Edge. So basically it's got the 3 games. I know technically there was 4, so on the third one there was a slightly different one, which is obviously a standalone one, and then they did Razor's Edge. But it's got the 3, basically it's got the 3 best versions of the games that were ported to the PS3 era. Last but not least, this is again all in English. It's got English voice and subtitles and manual. It's a Chinese edition, but it's all in English on the packaging, of Fatal Frame Maiden of Blackwater. Fatal Frame games, also known as Project Zero, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Basically, you go around taking pictures, and it's a horror-based type game. This was ported originally to the Wii U, which I do have in the West. never came to the States for whatever reason. So to get on the PS4, which is region free, is a good way of playing it, because I think the Wii U is locked, so it makes it difficult for a lot of our American cousins. But yeah, I really wanted that to go with the horror collection. So yeah, I think it's about a £40 mark with import duty, so not bad. Alright, got some PlayStation VR games. As you know, I'm going for a complete VR set. So budget cuts, a lot of these were cheap actually. I come from games that are under a tenner. So budget cuts, this wasn't a tenner, this was about 18 quid from, or 20 quid from CEX. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. New Drunken Bar Fight. This is, I got, there's 3 limited one games on the PlayStation VR, which I missed out when they first came out. So I bided my time, got them off eBay, and I got them between 30 and 50 quid off eBay, which isn't bad really. So I've got Project Lux, which is a limited one game. Race for Sun, and Neon Wall. The only downside is I didn't get the limited edition cards with those, but hey ho. Sometimes you know, you can't always. I could if I wanted to pay another 30 quid on the games, but I'm not paying that. All right, this has been reduced to under 15 quid. Quite a relatively new one came out this year. It's Rashi Castles of Sin. So it's like Oriental ninja type, Dynasty Warriors type VR game. No idea if it's any good. This one's got 2 games on. It's a VR power pack, so it's got Raw Data and Sprint Vector. I got this for about £11 off eBay, and literally a week after I saw it in game for 8 quid. Bugger. It's only 3 quid, so sometimes it happens, doesn't it, guys? You know. Okay. While we're still dealing with PlayStation goodies, on PlayStation 2, Champion 2D Rob Star, he sent me this game as a thank you for helping him out with his Neo Geo arcade stick, in terms of installing the one of the best versions of a high-low hack with working games, and I was, he was on Swap Shop a couple of months back, and he showed this. I'm surprised no one bought it, but I messaged him that same week and I said, have you still got that game, mate, and if so, can I buy it off you? And he said, don't worry about paying me, I was thinking of getting, wanting to send you something, so he just sent it to me free of charge. So thank you, mate, you're a star. So it's Altered Beast on the PlayStation 2. I've never ever seen this in the wild. Yeah, it's one that's been on my want list on the PlayStation 2 for about 15 years, or however long the PlayStation 2's been out. But I'm just really glad to have it in the collection, because it's one you don't see. Okie dokie. Right. On the PlayStation 3, these are games. There was 2 games left on my want list for PlayStation 3, and I've got a monster PlayStation 3 collection. Not a complete set, because there's too many sports titles and RPGs, but I've got most of the RPGs, but not all of them. I did want all of them, and I definitely did not want all the sports titles. So I just got the more interesting ones. So I probably got about 3/4 of the PS3 complete library, which is more than enough, and there's quite a lot of games. And that's a lot. I mean, but anyone going for a PS4 complete set, you're being mad, because not only is it large, a bit like a PS2, I suppose, or Wii, but it's just getting hold of those, so many limited releases by independent companies. It'll be not only hard to work out what is a complete PS4 library, but it'll be so expensive. But anyway, I digress a bit. There was 2 other games I wanted on the PS3. So it was Madagascar Karts. I thought I had this, but I actually had the DreamWorks racing game, which has got all the characters from all the DreamWorks movies, such as Shrek, and as well as Madagascar. But there was one from Madagascar itself. I think it was about 10 off eBay. Not as cheap as I would like to have paid, but hey ho. And this one's all complete. I think it's called is it the War Edition of Two Worlds 2. This is going for a bit more money on eBay, but I got it off CEX. I had one in stock. Took a gamble because I think you don't know what you're going to get from CEX, to be honest, do you? Unless you go for a particular mint copy. But it came complete, so I was quite pleased for. I think that's about 17, 18 quid, which is cheaper, much cheaper off eBay than the eBay price. Okay. One modern game. Another modern game to get off the list. Halo Infinite, the Steelbook. Obviously, I will get the console at some point. Got that off Amazon. I've got so many games to play. I will get to it eventually. Eventually, he says. I've been. It's finding time to play games, isn't it, guys? Especially when you've got a family and work and everything. Sometimes it's difficult, and sometimes I can only put in about 4 hours of gaming per week, which is not enough. But you know, life's got priorities, and sometimes you've got to prioritise people. Quite rightly so. Okay, on the 360, I think Silent Hill Collection. Got this off eBay. I think it's about a £20 mark, which isn't bad. Yeah. I think it's about another 3 or 4 games on the 360 I want to get. And I'm done. Then this was reduced down to 16 quid. Gears Tactics. Argos are still wanting 40 quid for this, whereas you can get it off Amazon for 16 quid. So, but it's not one I've been wanting to get a second-hand copy of this in CEX and other places, and I've never seen one. To be honest, I haven't even seen a new copy in the game. So, so I finally picked it up anyway. 16 quid, not bad. Again, this is new and sealed from Game, I believe, part of a 3 for 2. Forza Horizon 4. Got this from CX, I think. Star Wars Squadrons, also part of a 3 for 2. Actually, it was part of a 3 for 2 game. The standalone version of Red Dead Redemption 2. Alright, a couple of original Xbox games. Now, I thought I had a complete original Xbox set. And there was another game shown by, was it Retrobate? It may have been him. Or was it Goldtooth? I don't know. But anyway, I realised it was one that I did not have. Only on Xbox. Bicycle Casino includes Texas Hold'em. It's not an expensive game. It's about 3 or 4 quid. But it's not one I've ever seen before. And it's probably one I'll never play either. Okay, now this is another game. I've got it on the PS2, and that's much more affordable way of buying this game. But everyone who likes this IP will want it on the original Xbox. So that's what everyone says is the best way of playing it. Because of that, this game is silly money. Some people are charging as much as £100 on eBay. I didn't pay that much. I've got it, including shipping, about 70 quid, which I thought was quite a good price, really. It is really complete mint condition. Outrun 2006, coast to coast. Yeah, this is like you know, arcade perfect edition of the game. It's just so nice to have such a classic game on the original Xbox, and it'll be, you know, another jewel in my Xbox collection. Okay, let's move on to some Nintendo goodies, shall we? On the Wii, I did not have this, but it's by Midway. Is Cruising, based on the arcade game. I think it's okay, Paul. I don't think we had fantastic reviews, but it's supposed to be okay. It's about 4 or 5 quid. I didn't have it on the Wii. There was last two games on the GameCube I wanted on my hit list, and I finally picked them up. Picked them up. One of them, I think I got this for about a £40 mark. And did I get these both from CX or off eBay? I think I got this off Actually, I don't know. I can't remember. I know whichever way I got it from, it was the cheapest way of buying it, and I think it was about a £45 mark. Star Fox Assault, all in English, complete. I have seen a few, European copies of that in CX, but it was nice to get a proper English one. And this last game, again, it was cheaper to get it on CX than it was on eBay. I think it was about £35, £40 mark. Again, it was cheap. It was half that about a year or two back. But hey, that's what happens, especially in the pandemic. Wario World. So I finished collecting for a GameCube. I don't have a complete GameCube set, but I've got a really nice collection now. I've got all the, all the interesting Nintendo exclusives. I haven't gone over for all the Mario Party ones because I'm not too bothered about Mario Party games, but all the other ones I've gone for. And basically, I think I've got the best of a lot of the GameCube. But I've got 2 shelves dedicated for it just there, and I can't put any more in there. It's full. Okay, shall we do Switch? That's a modern system, and then we can go on to more older goodies. As part of the Pokemon collection, I've got the 2 games edition of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. This had shot up on price on eBay, and then all of a sudden some of the shops got more stock in, so I got it for the retail price of, I think it was about 80. Was it Amazon? Or was it? No, I think it was another independent retail store, but I can't remember the name of it now. Okay. Got this one Game On New and Sale, the 30th anniversary edition of Sonic Racing. I think that would been reduced to about £20 mark. Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. I think I got that for about £20 mark used. Can't remember where. Everyone's talking about this. Cruising Blast. Again, it's arcade perfect copy of the arcade game, and the arcade game is wacky. It is fun. This is the #1 racing game that anyone's got to buy, guys. If you've got a Switch, buy it. If you like your racing games, this is a must. Cruising Blast, guys. Okay, classic horror game that was originally bought out. Was it strictly limited? But it's, you can get it everywhere now, and that's Carry On. Basically, you play as a sort of a virus or monster. It's not called COVID, but it's pretty nasty all the same. And your objective is just to get bigger and bigger and kill everything. Got this used for 18 quid. Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. Don't be put off by that. It's just saying that you've got to download extra content off the internet. It does come on the cartridge. It's not a token. Well, this game, Eternum EX. I got this cheap. I think it was about £18 by Red Arc Games. You play it's like a 16-bit type graphics art game, based on loosely based on Arthur from Ghosts and Goblins series, but you play a much more mature, older version of it. It doesn't play like Ghosts and Goblins, so it plays more like a puzzle platformer more than anything else. So, but yeah, it was cheap. Like, this game is a Disney game based on the mobile phone game, which my wife and my daughter and we played a lot when it first came out, and so I wanted this, and it's one that's gone off the radar, and I thought I best get it while it's I can for a fair price. So I think I've got this off eBay for about £18. It's Disney's Tsum Tsum Festival. It's you got about 3 or 4 of a kind, and there's lots of other types of mini games and everything else on it. It's not a bad set actually. If you like those sort of type puzzle games, it's worth checking out. Okay. In respect to checking out, I've got some for the next 5-10 minutes. This is the X-rated part of the show. Go-To picked up some of these, and they are the naughty games that Nintendo dare bring out on their system. Obviously, they're not made by Nintendo, but it is a Nintendo system. They've been brought out by, I think it's Funbox Media. Yeah, all 3 of them, Funbox Media. And so we have, first of all, Hentai vs Evil. It's like an adventure beat 'em up. You play as some sort of angel type character, and I think you can end up losing your clothes. And on the Switch version, there is an uncensored version whereby you see all your booby woobies, which is nice. Whereas on the PS4, I think it's all censored, so don't bother with the PS4 version, guys. Just get the Switch version if you like your booby woobies. How silly am I? Anyway, interesting one for the Switch. This other game, now, if you look this up on Amazon, it's quite funny. If you put the words, what this game's called, in the search engine, sometimes Amazon or whatever else will substitute those words that you put in for something that's near it. So this game is called Block Knockers, but if you put that in Amazon, you'll probably find it bringing up anything to do with black knickers, which is not bad. That's a nice little perk to life, isn't it, really? But basically it's it's basically a sort of block puzzle game which will reveal pictures of scantily clad girls, and again you may see a bit more boobage. Okay, I think this comes with a CD soundtrack or something. I don't know why it would have a sound. Yeah, original CD soundtrack. So there's something you don't see. I don't think game will stop this. So this is like that other one. This is one you got order online, boys, and they do come delivered in a brown paper bag. No, of course they don't. But most people understand that joke, I think. Okay. Sort of brown paper bag. This one should be in a lead casket. This is this game. Again, if you put this in the search engine, it'll bring up Pretty Little Things and all the knickers and everything else that they bring. But it is called Perky Little Things, and it comes with a book. And again, you can play this game either softcore or version uncensored, or softcore censored version, or the uncensored version, which is basically hardcore pornography. And it is. I mean, it comes with a book that shows all the pictures and stuff from the game, and it does not leave anything to imagination, guys. I was surprised by how graphic it really was, and yeah, it's definitely a girthy game, as GoTooth would say, and it's definitely not for the kids. But yeah, you'll be surprised that Nintendo allowed this game to be brought out on a Switch. He obviously must have overlooked it, or it's tame compared to by Japanese standards. I do not know, but yeah, this is a game. Yeah, it's going to be a collectible one. It's going to be. It's going to be like on the Atari system. Those porn games. It is going to be, sought after. And to be fair, it's not a bad game. I mean, some of the artwork as well takes a piss out of sort of cultural IPs, so like Back to the Future and Star Wars and Harry Potter and lots of other things, that sort of thing it does, but in a very much more adult form, I suppose. And yeah, so this is one your wife will probably not want you to see. You don't let your wife see this. Whatever you do, not let your wife see that one, mate. Do not do that. You'll be in trouble. And as far as my wife does not know anything about it. Don't tell her. Shall be told off. Alright, moving on to some other goodies. Talking of Switch, not Switch, about Nintendo. We've got Mario & Luigi Dream Team Bros. That was about £15. All complete. Was it £15 or less? The Terror, I think that's less. I think that's under a tenner. Okay. Sega Saturn lad showed his DS game. He highly recommended it. It's Glory Today's. It's a bit like a Choplifter type game, but obviously with more modern graphics. And it's quite a good solid game. It's still cheap. It's, you get it for about £5. And there was a prequel game as well called Glory Days 1, The Essence of War Glory Days. And I managed to get a complete in-box English and European languages, but or English too, copy off eBay from Germany for 14 quid with shipping and stuff. Well, that wasn't a bad price. So yeah, got those. save that for last because I like that. Okay, on the Mega CD or a Sega CD, what we want to call it. There's 2 other games I wanted on my system on my want list, and now I've got those, and so I've stopped collecting for a Mega CD. So there's Lethal Enforcers 2, Gunfighters. This wasn't a lot of money. I think it's about £25 mark off eBay, and from Console Passion or whatever, I got this off eBay. You know, it was a buy it now offer, and I got it for 70 quid, so I thought that's a fair price. And that's Final Fight, all complete. And what's the novelty is that all these games came complete with cases that weren't cracked. So yeah, bonus. A new Dreamcast game. I got this from Pixel Heart. Do check out guys Pixel Heart games. They have brought out so many good games on the Dreamcast, modern re-releases and indie titles, in nice blue spine cases, lovely, jubbly, and you can always get them in Japanese art or American artwork style as well. But I like with my blue spines, and you know they're reasonably priced. You can get replacement cases too. Just check under their accessories on their website, and you can get replacement cases. So I've done that. I've replaced all my cracked cases with new ones. So my entire Dreamcast collection has got no cracked spindles or cracked cases, which is unusual for any reasonable Dreamcast collection. Yeah, so Captain Tom and Day, I think it's about a £30 mark. For whatever reason they sent me 2 of these. I did order 2, they sent me 2, so I've got another one to trade at some point in the future. But yeah. Right, I thought I'd finished collecting for PlayStation 1, but you know how it is. Sometimes you think, oh yeah, well, come on, having that. So there's a, you know, basically, one tuber showed this, Off-World. Who bought this? Someone bought this. What's the name? One tuber. Yeah, I'm sorry, his name escapes me. Oh bloody hell! He gets his game from Car Booty Guy along with Eddie. Oh god! Oh, you named it. Oh, he's a great tuber. Great tuber. Does a lot of content and always does at least 1 or 2 video a week. He does a lot. He brings out a lot of content. Really big part of our community. Dark hair, moustache, muscular built like me. What's his name? Oh, you know who you are, don't you? But basically, he showed this off Off-World Interceptor Extreme. Sorry, mate, I've forgotten your name. It happens when you get older. I'm 40. I turned 49 last week, and that's my excuse for more of my brain cells and my memory dying because I just my head for names is terrible. But anyway, okay. Buster Move 4 on the PlayStation and Buster Move 2 on the PlayStation. I love the Buster Move games. I have those. I wanted those. Got those cheap. Okay. They was actually talking about this demo, I suppose, on that PlayStation Blu-ray I was showing you. Bedroom Debians on the PlayStation, and they talk about the Jurassic Park T-Rex movable T-Rex that was on the demo, and which came out with one of the first earlier demo discs for the PlayStation, and that demo is called, what's it called? Just Dino, and there was another one of a Manta Ray, and that dinosaur. They showed footage of that on a videotape that Sony had sent out to all the game developers when they were trying to get people on board to develop games for PlayStation. And it really sold off the prowess, you know, the powers of the PlayStation, which was really impressive because, you know, before then, you know, they had a 3DO, didn't they? And that was underpowered, and the Sega CD completely underpowered, and obviously there was the PC Engine CD, but that was only like in Japan. So there wasn't that many decent CD players, game systems. So when people saw footage of that, their jaw dropped. and they brought out on the demo disc that Dino, so I wanted that, and this is called the Demo 1 that says SCED 00816 on top, because there's a few demos discs out there, guys, and you want this one really because it's not only got Dino Manta, but as playable demos you've got Abe's Odyssey, Formula 197, Hercules, Life Force Tanker, Porsche Challenge, Rage Racer, Rapid Racer, Kuroshi, which is a cool game, and Overboard. So yeah, that's a nice demo disc. I got that. I think it's about £7 or £8 mark complete. Alright, the last two Hucar PC engine games I wanted. I got the Ninja Warriors and P47 the Freedom Fighter. So that's like a side shooter, and obviously the Ninja Warriors is a bit of a beat 'em up. It's a unique game actually. It's different to the one that came out on the SNES. Very different. And I got these both from the same seller. I think they worked out together about 50 quid, which is not bad, a UK seller. So yeah. Okay, last but not least, a game for a Master System which I wanted for a while. Got it complete from, where was it from? I got it from abroad, I think. Was it from Germany? I can't remember. Germany or Italy or Spain, one of those three. Somewhere over there. And got it all complete. I got it for a really good price actually. The price I got it is the same price that some people just pay for the cart. So I think it was about the £60 mark. But it's all complete. The manual and everything, all good condition, of Robocop 3 on the Master System. Now I do have this on the Mega Drive too, which is a lovely game as well. But the Master System is the one that demands a fair bit of money, guys, and it's quite very, very uncommon game to get. And yeah, it's one that a lot of Master System collectors have on their hit list to get, because it's a pricey game. And that's it, guys. That's all my pickups for not only the past month, but obviously some of the pickups were from the previous video too. So I've he's done all right, hasn't he? I've done all right. I've got some great games, and yeah, other goodies. So I'm really pleased with those. That's all. That's about it, really, guys. I'd like to wish you all a happier New Year. I'd say Happy New Year. It's a bit, it's a bit naive given what's going on in the world, because we know we're near out of the pandemic and there's lots of uncertainty, and it's no, we're not anywhere near out of the woods yet, are we, guys? Really, let's be honest. I just hope 2022 will be better than 2021 in terms of moving back towards normality. I really do, because it's it's just depressing, all this lot, isn't it? Really, I think everyone's fed up with it. They're tired of it. But I think until the whole world is vaccinated, it's we're not going to move on completely, are we? Really, it's pushed. It's affected everything, into not only work but fuel prices, it's power prices. Everything's gone up apart from wages, hasn't it? And so it's harder to get by each month. So there's a guy who bought loads of games, but you know what I mean. You don't want to waste some money on fuel bills when got nothing to show for it, really. But that's it, guys. So I wish you all a happier New Year. Have a drink or two, and I think the moral of the story is just to take one day at a time. Be kind to each other. Be kind to ourselves. Most importantly, I think as well. Be kind to ourselves, really, because life's tough enough as it is. So take care, guys. Be kind to yourself. And Happy New Year. Bye.